Grand Admiral, and welcome back to Rule the Waves 3. It's been too long since I last got about this game, and so got a bit of time. I was keen to get in it once again. We're of course continuing our adventures with Spain, heading into 1950, starting to play around with some of the missile tech. And this is where my poor gameplay may get even worse, because I've not played around with it that much. When we left off last time, for those of you with a good memory, or watching after the fact, I did mention this time we're going to come into it potentially building some destroyers. Oh, we're definitely going to build some destroyers because we have a requirement to start building 9 destroyers. And I did like the idea that because we have been ignoring our commander's wishes for destroyers, they've gone behind our back and hassled the Generalissimo to order us to build some. But yeah, I had talked about potentially looking at missile destroyers, but that's because, shocking I know, I misread one of the end turn notifications. And if you see from our research here, we have early air-to-surface missiles with last text we got. I think when it popped up, I read it as surface to air. So we don't have any missiles for our boats just yet. So we need a new destroyer. It's going to be a more traditional one. And I was playing around with some designs before we kick things off. Voila. Here we have it. I started with our anti-air, which is only 1,500 tons, I think. Kind of 4-inch dual purpose destroyer that we got, which are designed to screen our carriers. And I quite like that design because I feel like it's effective but cost efficient, which is important for us playing in Spain. This is going to be more of a frontline destroyer, but we still really need to lean heavily on the AA because that's just the way the world is going right now. So I did upgrade the caliber to 5-inch. If you want to go 5-inch dual purpose, you need to be 1,800 tons. So that's what I increased the tonnage to. And we did have, I think we had 8 4-inch guns on our previous one. I did drop this down just to the 6 because I think that kind of gives us what we want and allows us a little more tonnage to increase our speed up to 34 knots, which is more than enough for our current battle line. But you know, it's still not the nippiest destroyer there, and being able to close with some of the faster AI ships is going to be helpful. And I did put a couple of center line mount torpedoes on here, some quintuplet tubes. Again, I think torpedoes are still a very useful tool. They're not as, I don't know, be all and end all that they once were. Also, we're getting very heavy. It's all going to be kind of air dominated. But I still think there's a good place for them. Useful to scare away AI if nothing else, although you can do dummy attack runs even if you don't have torpedoes. But I suppose you probably need to have the ability to launch torpedoes for the AI to really fall for that. I don't know actually, I've never tried that. But you can, like say, if you make an attack run at the AI ship, theoretically the AI will respond and deviate course. And I've certainly seen that in gameplay, but I've never done it with, say, a ship with no torpedo amounts. And if that affects the AI's decision or not. Interesting one. I'll have to plug that in the back of my mind and come back to it. And then we get a little bit of our ASW there, because it's always useful to have. So we need to build 9 of these. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Nothing too outrageous. We could certainly go heavier and bigger. I even toyed with the idea of going around with some 6-inch autoloaders, because they're a whole bunch of fun, but that's a lot of weight. So maybe we'll save those for our next cruiser iteration. Nothing special about the name, I just randomized one. I'm not too worried about destroyers, apart from I like the anti-air one. And we'll go with that, I think. Yes, perfect. So 1 month to build it, and then we'll have to get at least 9 of them building. May only be for 1 month till we get this kind of thing ticked off, or 2 months, and then we'll have to go back. I think it's going to be about 4.5 million a month, so nothing we can afford in the short term. The other thing I went and did off line around 2 episodes was I was playing around with our division editors, just nothing too critical, just kind of refilling some divisions that had lost a few ships. Mainly, I think it was some of our destroyers are out, and I organized our carriers a bit better as well, because our new light carriers weren't in carrier division. So yeah, so we've still got our main battle line over just our 2 battleships. Also got 2 more on the way, supported by 3 of our kind of light cruisers and 1 destroyer division. Within our other kind of main forces, our carriers here. Like I say, it's got 2 CVs and 2 CVLs, not including the Adalbert because it's out in Southeast Asia. And again, supported by 1 screen of our anti-air destroyers. Our independent light cruisers here have actually been sent off to Southeast Asia, as have 1 group of destroyers to support them. just thinking about, we have a tonnage requirement, which is quite big anyway, which I can show in a minute, but also trying to, I quite like the idea of having a permanent naval presence in Southeast Asia. It feels thematically right, irrespective of the fact we do need some tonnage out there as well. I might rename these guys actually, just so I know what they are. So let's call them, we could just do Southeast Asia. It's not a very ingenious name, but at least it lets me know what they are and where they're supposed to be. And the same here. Oh. And as you see, some people have ended up being promoted and given division command rather than captains and things, which always happens in peacetime. People go in and get blooming promotions. Excellent. So I think that's a reasonable organization. We've kind of got our two main kind of strike forces in our BBs and our CVs, and then we've got our kind of foreign station ones. I suppose I could go as far. Do I want to go as far as getting our destroyers sitting underneath our light cruisers? Truth be told, they don't really need the destroyer escort. It's more like to probably hang out around the CVL or perhaps the heavy cruiser. So let me go back into ships and service. Can I sort my location? Sure. So we've got in Southeast Asia at the minute, we've got our CVL and our AV, which is still hanging about. I should probably just scrap, but it doesn't cost as much. And a couple of corvettes. Sending out there, we've got our, this isn't organized well, but we've got our CLs are going to go out there. The Blindage and the Escudo, which is doing foreign stations for us in a minute. And then I'm going to reinforce them with the Minho Seal, which is one of our heavy cruisers. And I think that's a good presence to have it there. So one heavy cruiser, 2 light cruisers, 4 destroyers, 1 CVL, 1 AV. You're not going to get a lot of work done, but that feels like a nice kind of colonial force. I'm also reinforcing our corvettes with a couple extra just because, as I said, we do need the foreign stations. We have a look now at South Asia. We need to have 21,000 tons on station at any one time, that's pretty sizable. Everywhere else we are sitting pretty. That's where things are at the minute. A quick refresh of, of relations, because I remember off the top of my head. The alliance webs are still going strong. France is still allied with America and Austro-Hungary. Italy's allied with Spain because gamer eyes. And Austro-Hungary is allied with France, Germany, and Japan. Okay. Austro-Hungary get some real friends there, so that's fine. Again, France is the kind of one I want to go after, but not while they're allied to America. Basically, we're spying on Japan. Do I want to spy on Japan? Possibly not anymore. I'm not that interested in Japan. They will drag in Austro-Hungary, who will eventually start dragging in all their allies. So let's not bother with that. China, I'm okay. I'll happily have a war with China. The game has never let me have a war with China, but I'd be up for it. At some point, it'd probably be fun to go to war with America or Britain. Ideally, when partnered with the other one. That might not be an option, or at least get friends with Germany. That would have been good. Then we could have started some bigger wars because it's a bit more fun. But yeah, and no one else is really a target at the minute. We're in a weird situation at the minute. And I don't just want to completely suicide myself into a war. We already kind of skirted with disaster previously with our France and Italy and possibly America all coming in. So we did okay there. Right, don't reduce tensions. You've asked me to build ships and then you can take my money away from me. There you go. Griswell's just been promoted and lost command and been given command of a division, which no one wants. That's no fun for anyone. Wow, that was quite a big chunk you took out of my yearly budget. I'm upset by that. Our foreign station tonnage is a little bit funky-dunky as people are moving around the place. Do I care enough to fix it right now? Fine, actually. What I can do is I will tell... who's moving? You are moving, so I'm going to say technically you're on foreign stations. And that's fine because that's where you're going anyway. And hopefully once they get there, they should stay there because that's where they're needed. I need to remember to keep them there. Anyway, next month, please. My design should be ready. I thought it was only going to be 1 month. Why is it taking 2? Luckily, we had an extra month to spare. Otherwise, I would have got in trouble with Generalissimo. Anyway, we have better firefighting carriers. That's important. And here we go. The Gravina is ready. We must have 9 destroyers building. So let's go to the build screen. And let's see, can I have 9 of these, please? And we will cry in negative numbers. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Well, I'm not going to lie, I've been glad of the destroyers. We talked about we need more screens. So they will be a good addition to our force. It's just pretty painful. Pretty painful. Quick look in. You're obsolete. That's irritating. I should have paid attention to that. I want to see if there's anyone kicking around on active duty. If it didn't need to be on active duty. Actually, you 3 probably don't need to be on active duty. Let's bump you down to reserve. Just to try and save a few pennies. See, everyone in Southeast Asia does need to be active. You guys are reserves. Honestly, you can just get more. Doesn't save a lot of money, but it saves a little bit of money. More than I would have thought. Okay, this seems fine. Oh, you guys come down to the med. I'm keeping my fleet in the med. That's where we base ourselves. Okay, and everything else is fine. They make much of a dent. Tensions is what we need. Review of destroyers coming up next month. We have nothing to worry about. Okay, let's read this one carefully, shall we? The government is concerned about tensions leading to war. Okay. Disarmament? Yeah, we've played around with those, and I don't really like the way some of them have gone. If you want peace, arm for war, spend more money. Sounds good. We should safeguard interests by negotiating an agreement with. So remember, Requin, this is making friends. Friends. Who can we make friends with? We can make friends with Great Britain. How do I feel about that? A lot happier about diving into a big world war if we've got someone else backing us. So let's have a quick look at the almanac. So the current... Actually, before that, let's have a look at relations. Thank you very much. And we can show some values. The current alliance block is this one. France, Austro-Hungary, America. Actually, but Austro-Hungary and Germany are also allied. Interesting. So I wonder if we went to war with, say, France. Yeah, they'd probably come in on France's side, to be fair. Anywho, France, Austro-Hungary, America, big pack. And then you could either have ourselves and Great Britain, or ourselves and Germany. Maybe Austro-Hungary, but I think it's unlikely. How does Germany feel about life? They don't like us very much, and they hate Japan. Don't care about anyone else. Oh yeah, I forgot Japan was allowed with Hungary as well. How did Britain feel about everyone? They are happy with the world, apart from Japan. Okay. So, on a obviously a strength basis, Britain's, they're the ones on top by quite a long way. Germany aren't far behind though, 774,000 tons, and they don't have as big an area to worry about. And it feels a little bit more thematic to go with Germany, given that we are fascists. Although I think Germany's not fascist, no, they're a limited democracy. So, which is one more step in our direction from a liberal democracy. And there's something, I don't know, despite being a big fan of the Royal Navy, I feel somehow it would be a little bit dirty allying with Great Britain. I don't know why. I think that's the underdog in me, not wanting to make friends with the most powerful person out there, which is silly. Although, very soon I think that's going to be the Yanks. So, where have I got with all that? Basically, I'm going to make friends with Germany. Japan's built up quite the fleet. Who would have thought they would be a naval threat in the 1940s? Okay. I think the answer is Italy and Germany and Spain in a pseudo-fascist alliance. What could possibly go wrong? I wonder if that's because they don't like us enough, or because tension's a little bit high. Maybe I should have Britain. 4 doesn't seem too bad. Oh, I got excited there about like a proper disastrous world war. No fun. Okay, the Generalissimo sings my praises, invites me to dinner, and pulls out the finest china. He's getting 9 new shiny destroyers. Puerto Rico, finished reconstruction. Lexington, 45,600. That is a chunky beast. That's a chunky beast. Wonder if we know anything about her. Are we spying in America? No. So chances of us knowing about this ship are slim. Not knowing about it, but knowing details about it. Where are you? Lexington. What do we think about it? 63 aircraft. I presume these are jets. It'd have to be. Must be jets. To be that tonnage and only have 63 aircraft. So a jet takes up 1.5 spaces compared to a normal plane. If I remember that correctly. Which would put them in the right kind of place. Is that correct? Am I remembering that right? Go look at the rules, but if we just quickly do something like this, and then I come over here. Is it a thing to see? Yeah, okay. So 7,000 to 11,000. That's, yeah, 1.5. Okay, well done me. I remembered something. Even so, look, we're at 50 there with only, I feel that's a lot of tonnage. It must be armored to the... heavens. And okay, fair play, America. I'll give you that. We're going to have to go with jet-capable carriers and probably around the 40,000 ton mark at some point. Don't know when. We don't even really have many jets sticking about our bases. And that's fair because we haven't got very capable jets. Still pretty early days. Bear in mind. Right, we've got 1 more month before we go broke, so let's go forward and then we'll have to make some changes. Increased prosperity leads to increased personnel costs. Can the world just be happy? Oh, the Baltico's done. I should. So now. Oh, hello. The alliance between France and the USA has expired. Oh, look at this timing. Another round of fighting has broken out amongst the Balkan nations. What should our reaction be? Yeah, make some statements, yada yada, or blame France. So they're still allied with Austro-Hungary, but who cares? Ultimately, it could potentially pull in Japan as well. Which, is that as much of a threat as I'm worried about? I suppose not. I don't think Japan have any holdings in Southeast Asia, so I'm not so worried about invasions. They might come and steal some VPs, or we'd have to watch our old fleet from getting beaten up, but realistically, probably a bit of a non-event. Maybe submarines causing us some problems. Has anyone gone super heavy sub? No. Okay. How do we stack up for naval aircraft? Pretty good, actually. I mean, we're always going to be behind. Yeah, let's blame France. We've got a new improved fighter. How new and improved, my friends? We've got 1 more toughness. Okay, I'll bite. It's good, but it's not quite there yet. We don't have enough money. So we're going to have to halt these things, which does cost us. This is definitely inefficient, because as you'll see, we are still paying 20 buckaroonies a month. And even then, we're going to go negative. We're going to have to halt one of our El Coco Mark IIs for a couple of months. That's okay. Such is life of a poor nation. Or we hopefully get some money because of tensions. Italian government would like to buy armor. Absolutely, yes. Have it. You're my ally. I have no interest in your territories. We can work together. Share the med. Okay, Formosa is rebelling, which It's fine. Obviously, funny game mechanic where if they rebel and become blank, you then can't take them from anyone. Captain de Fragata Regrio has made some critical. See you later, mate. He's being held by the secret police. Goodbye, Mr. Unassigned, non-named after a commenter. Yeah, we don't know how to do an angle flight deck, unfortunate. We finally figured out the workings of Wolfpack tactics. I feel like we're so far behind in subtech. Okay, but it's just fine because we're not using them, so why do we need it? We don't. I've got some medium bombers ready to go. These are 7 years, so I'd expect to see some chunky improvement. Yeah, speed has gone up quite a lot. Range has gone up pretty heavy as well. We can certainly carry heavy anti-ship missiles, but we could do that anyway, but that's pretty good. You can also carry torpedoes, which is probably less interesting, to be honest. I'd rather have the anti-ship missiles. Not that we have them yet. Anything else between you? You are slightly tougher. You all carry a couple of seriously big bombs. But you're significantly more maneuverable. Got a bit more range. Not as much as that guy. Probably doesn't matter at this stage. I think wherever our medium bombers are, 700 nautical miles is going to get them essentially everywhere within that sea zone. So I think we'll go for a little bit more maneuverable. Yeah, it doesn't do torpedoes, but that's fine. Well done, Aeronauticus. Constructionis Aeronauticus. You get the job. What is our next oldest plane? So are you developed? No, one more turn. Well, I'm gonna obsolete you this turn anyway. It's fine. Light jet is our next one up. Oh, nice. Can we get heavy jet? Do we have a heavy jet? No. Or jet attack, or a helicopter. Oh, that's comparing. That's not requesting proposals. Honestly, I don't know how many hundreds of hours I have in this game, and the frequency I do that is alarming. Okay, but we do have actually a newer light jet in 49, so we could probably get rid of this one. We don't have any in service. Probably because, yeah, your range is not great. Next up is Naval Patrol. What do you need to do? Not much really. I'd say go far, but your range is probably already fairly fantastic. It is. Reliability has been poor. So why don't you be reliable and... I mean, it's really bomb mode, isn't it? Your job's really ASW. How that's mapped in here, I'm not entirely clear. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go toughness so you don't get shot down. Why not? Oh, no, stop. And speaking of stopping things, unfortunately, let's stop you for 2 months, which makes me sad. Again, this is inefficient. We're wasting like 500 a month. Not ideal. We have theorized but improved high-speed drag calculations. Good for us. Oh, we built injection seats. Nice. Our squadrons will stay more efficient. A floatplane scout. Oh, I didn't even read that one. And rebellion continues. That doesn't interest me. Because I was too excited getting here and reconstructing this. We will survive for the 1 month. That's good. Hey, the El Coco has been commissioned. We have found that she had trouble reaching her design speed. Poop. More scientists stuck on problems. So what did we get? 29. What was your design speed? Probably 30, if I remember correctly. Can I open our El Coco design? Mark 2? What are you saying? You're saying 29. But yeah, 30. So we lost a knot. Okay. Well, it's not okay. But it is what it is. Can't control it. Oh, God. Bloody Anglo-Frankish alliance. Okay, Great Britain and France have signed an alliance. There's no words to describe how much I dislike France at the moment. No words. Okay. Early surface missiles. Okay. Oh, so this must be anti-ship missiles then. Okay. Interesting. We will have to play around with that. Let's go another month and I'll get my destroyers rocking and rolling again. And Formosa has become independent. China, you suck. Construction. Let's get these fine gentlemen resuming. We'll go pull it negative for a little bit, but entirely manageable. 1 month we'll have more cash. And El Diablo has been commissioned. Excellent. Okay. And in fact, I should just put these... No, keep these inactive. You two gentlemen are going to go reserve fleet. Yes, we'll let her finish our work up and then we'll move them both down to the med as well. We shall also go to our division editor. And realistically, do I want them in the same division? No, because of the speed difference. I need a new division. Okay. Right here, add ships. Put in our 2 new boys. Ta-da! And then when we get new destroyers, they can be the line for it. And the light cruisers, I think, are going to be moved. Which is this one. Your role is now going to be to support or to scout for our actual main battle division. I'll label number 2. I really wish you could reorder this list as well, but hey-ho. Excellent. I like we've got new battleships. Probably the last ones we build. Maybe. Wouldn't mind another couple, but shopping lists are long. Okay, Japan would like to buy some better. Hey, go for it. No real means value. Germany has rebuilt the Bismarck. Okay. Submarine research is hampered by having not enough subs, which is fine. We're not going down the submarine route. We've got a medium AA radar director. Oh, tell you something I meant to do a long time ago and didn't, was... For a start, tell you two to come off foreign stations. Why? Because you're supposed to be in Southeast Asia. Okay, I'm going to tell you to go to Southeast Asia. I'm going to tell you to get rebuilt. And you can be rebuilt as well. Actually, that's not fine. Minus 42 tons. What on earth's going on here? Why? Why are you so heavy, my friend? This is not enough. All right, 14, that's like 1%. That's fine. Eighteen, I can manage. That's okay. Only one random destroyer. Who else is shouting 0 at me, or 0 at me? You're West Africa, you're also obsolete. Might upset my foreign stations to do this, but let's do it anyway. Open save for rebuild. You literally just get a lick of paint, and we're calling it good enough. That's honestly, it's fine. I don't give them upgraded guns. Let's do this. Yes, okay, it's gonna be fine this turn, and then next turn I think you'll start shouting at me. Generally small allocates more funding to the Navy. Well, thank you. Done with it a little bit of a time ago, but okay. And the El Diablo is ready. Ferman made some ill-considered statement about the regime, and he's being questioned. Now, I want you to pay attention, because I could kill you off and replace you, but I have loyalty to my core captains here. I will spend my hard-earned prestige. 5 prestige that cost me! Can I take it back? I don't know if I like Fermon II that much. Oof. What did I want to do? Actually, we're okay for stations. That's good. You gentlemen want to move down to the Mediterranean, because that is our fleet base. And I think we're thinking about building a new ship. Let's get ourselves to maybe 30,000-40,000, and then we can look at potentially missile cruiser. Get some alt-loaded 6-inch guns and slap a missile on it and see what it looks like. Blind fire, okay, nice. New naval patrol aircraft. Again, I'm sure these are all pretty much fine. Your range isn't quite as good. You're slightly more maneuverable, slightly tougher. But really, do I need you to go more than 450 nautical miles? Probably not. So, that'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. We need to go a new one, and this is going to be our torpedo bomber, which is probably the last time we get a torpedo bomber, perhaps. Now, how are you doing for range and stuff? You can actually you can start carrying missiles as well. At which point, just stop being a torpedo bomber and just become a missile plane. Yeah, so I don't really care about bomb load per se. Range of 270 is fine, to be honest, for engagements. What we're going to do, in fact, you can go up to 350 and still carry a torpedo. So your range is okay. I don't need to improve that. Your reliability is poor. So let's maybe focus on reliability, and then what else do I care about? Maneuverability again. There's a bit of, or toughness. Maybe toughness. Try again. Let's have our plane survive the engagement. Avante. Delegation from Major Docker complains that without new contracts, we have to risk having to reduce capacity. So I need to be building at least 10,000 tons, which I will be doing. Depends when exactly. You're going to sell us fleet tactics for 4,800. Sure, I'll buy it. It's not the greatest use for money, but it means that our research points are going to go somewhere else. Okay. We've made more advances in fleet tactics. Fleet train improves logistics and invasion capability. Cool. Initial testing shows our new bomber is less rugged than hoped for. That's not good. One one's where the we built armor everywhere the planes came back had bullet holes in them. And I'm sure most people get that reference about survivorship bias, and if not, Google it. It's actually surprisingly interesting. Okay, what have we got left to do? I want to build a ship. We don't have any money because we spent some, so let's advance some turns. Scudo's finished reconstruction, as is that random destroyer and those corvettes. Where are we? We're in February 1951. Let's take it forward. Maybe 2 more months. Pazos has said some stuff. I don't know him, so you can disappear. And the Brewster Sky Knight is doing its thing. Okay. Let's maybe take in a pause here. We are in April 1951. Things are progressing well. The world's, it's an interesting place. No, we're not really being pushed into any wars. Despite the fact we're heavily spying on Britain and France. Not that I want to fight Britain and France. And Austria-Hungary at the same time. That seems incredibly silly. Yeah, I'm kind of... Austria-Hungary is annoying here, the way it's threading everyone together. Because if we declare... Even if we declare in Germany, after a certain period of time, Austria-Hungary will get called in. Then after a period of a certain time, their allies start getting called in. So we don't want that. We could potentially take on the US if we want to do something crazy like that. which might not be as bad as you think. We a huge amount of pressure in the Caribbean, which we are probably a downfall. But other than that, you might be able to fight them because they wouldn't send a full or entire fleet over to us. But it's not really what we're looking for. We don't really need much from the US. Perhaps maybe take Cuba back, which we lost early on. So I don't know. Funny old place, this world. Interesting where it goes. I think when we come back next time, we will have a look at this cruiser and see if... Well, actually, let's do a quick check. Are we at the stage where we can slap missiles on things? Yes. We can get on heavy ship-to-ship missile. Cool. Don't know what this 0 means. But okay. Not even that heavy. This sorry. This ship just got me very excited, this auto design actually. I like that. 6 barrels, auto-loaded 6-inch guns, a lot of firepower, and they're dual purpose. They're not as good for dual purpose as 5-inch, but I think certainly passable. A couple of heavy ship missiles to really slam into things. Interesting. We'll come back and have a look at that. But I think that's what we'll do when we get back next time. We'll lay down a new class of light cruisers, and we'll really well and truly enter the missile era at that point. And maybe one day we'll get a war in which we can play around with our toys. Here's hoping. Okay, until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheerio.